Welcome back to my channel. So during today's video, we're going to be using the Chocolates by Juvia's Place. And it's this nice, real deep chocolate toned palette. So let's just jump into this look. We're going to start out with the MAC 224 brush. And it's just this fluffy brush. Oh, and by the way, I prime my eyes with the Playing in Makeup by Yolanda eyeshadow foundation base. Let me zoom you guys in just a little bit. Okay, so we can see what we're doing. We're going to start with the more, I don't know, orange, whatever color this is. I'm colorblind. We're going to start with this color on our MAC 224 brush. And just pick it up. And then we're going to apply it in our crease area. I'm going to place it in the crease area first. And I like to start out with a light hand and just build as I go. I'm going to place it all in our crease area. And just kind of slowly build the shade up. Something, this brush is like, I gotta get that out of there. I'm sorry. This brush is shedding, and I don't see my tweezers. We'll just hope it comes off with applying the shadows and blending. So we'll just go ahead and go with the other eye and start placing the shadow. This is a nice shade. There you go. I got it. So we'll continue to just pack it, lightly building it. I'm just going a little bit above the crease area, placing the shade. And you want to make sure it's placed like directly in the crease. And I'm just making sure it's placed like right in the center as well. And not just the outer V, and then making sure it's kind of blended down to the inner crease. I'm just making sure it is packed all the way across the crease area with the same amount of shadow and payoff. So now we're going to lightly blend in circular motions. We're going to apply a little bit more just to make sure the shadow has set the wet base that I did not set the eyeshadow base. Okay, so let's do one more placement just to make sure it's placed really good. And now we're going to go in with the Morphe 433 brush, which is this flat blending fluffy brush. And we're going to go in with the first shade on the second row. And we're going to apply this shade in our outer V area. And we're just going to just start lightly blending. Ooh, you can't blend that. You got to place it. It's so pigmented. I forgot I was dealing with Juvia's plates. So we're going to pack it right in that outer V. And we're not going to go up to the crease area because it's so pigmented. You don't have to do that because we're going to blend it and work its way up to the crease. So we're just going to pack a little bit more closer to this lash line to place it. And we're just packing. And then we'll start blending upwards. So now you want to start lightly blending right in this outer V area. I'm not going to go past my crease area. I'm just going to blend it right up to that crease area. And I'm doing this in circular motions and back and forth motions to make sure the shadow is diffused and blending the way I want it to. I'm just continuing to blend circular motions and back and forth. And again, you want to slowly build these shades, only because if you place a lot of it on your eye and you plan on not taking all day, you will, because you'll be blending up something trying to get it to blend to your liking. So I'm just continuously blending. This is a really nice deep tone chocolate shade. And I'm just continuing to blend again. And I'm blending this time with the tip of the brush so I can make sure the shadow is completely blended and diffused in that area. And that is coming together really, really good. So now what I want to do is take one of these deeper chocolates, and let's take the first chocolate in the palette and take a little bit on the tip of the brush, and we're going to apply that right on top of that shade, but more so closer to the lower lash line, but not all the way on the outer V. And we're going to pack it right in this area, and then start flicking it like back and forth, like in one direction. Just flick the shade. And that's how I'm blending this deeper shade, because I don't want to take it out towards my outer V. I want to just keep it going towards my the center of my eye. So I'm just going to flick it like this way. And it's not like back and forth, but just one way. So we're just going to keep flicking it until we get it blended to our liking. And this is how I like to place deeper shades when I don't want to blend it all over the other shades that I've used. And we're just going to continue to do the same thing. And this is coming together like really pretty. Okay, so now we're going to go in with our ColourPop little E9 blending brush, like a pencil blending brush, and just blend out these edges to make sure they are seamless. And we're doing this in light circular motions. I like it. So now we're going to go with our glitter glue, our favorite. And when I say I meant I'm going to use this tube up, that's what I'm doing. So we have our 2 dollops, and we're going to take 1 dollop on our ring finger and place it right in the center, that lash line, and go over to the inner corner. I'm not going really over this deep chocolate shade as much. We can always place it back on the lid, but most of it I'm placing from the center to the inner corner. so we can place a nice shimmer shade. Same thing for the other eye. Okay. That's come together beautiful. So now we're gonna go in with, let's do this deeper chocolate shade. The second shade on the first row, and it's nice, ooh, bronzy, chocolate bronzy type shade. And we're just gonna pack it, starting in that center. And we're not gonna go all the way to the inner corner. We're gonna try that lighter shade, like that taupey type looking shimmer shade. And we're gonna go ahead and place it almost to the outer V, because we're gonna place that chocolate back in that area. We just want to make sure we're able to blend it seamless. So we'll take a little bit more for the other eye. Start right at the center, go up over a little bit towards the inner corner, but not all the way. And what I'm doing now is just making sure it's blended right in that crease area with my finger. Okay, so now this is coming together so pretty. Ooh, nice. So now we're going to clean off this ring finger with my makeup towel. And then we're going to use the same ring finger to use the last nice taupey type shade in the inner corner. And lightly place it. You don't want to go too far over to the center of the eye. That is pretty. You can do the same thing for the other eye. Just pack a little bit more on your finger. And you can just gently pack it on the lid. They're so pigmented, you don't have to just rub it on your eye. You can just lightly pack it. This is so pretty. And I'm just making sure it's blended and packed nice with my finger. That is nice. So now we're going to clean this finger off again. And then we're going to go back in with this color pop brush and just lightly blend these edges. Lightly, I mean like really, really lightly, barely touching them. So these are some creamy, creamy shadows. And I don't want it to go all the way up. So now I'm just going to lightly fluff these edges. And lightly fluff the other eye, because we still want to place the chocolate back into this eye look. So we're going to go back in with the, we're going to do both of these shades together. And then lightly blend just in that outer V area. And you can see it's deepened it back up, this area. So let's take the darkest, deepest shade in the palette, well no, next to the darkest deep, which is the last shade on the first row. And we're going to actually slightly place it on that outer V area. Because we're going to take our fiber blending brush to blend the rest of it together. So we're going to make sure it's placed. Okay. Now we're going to take this BH Cosmetics fiber brush and blend out the edges and this outer V. Because this prevents you from smearing and smudging the shadow up higher than you really want to. It's still placed, it's just blending these edges pretty much. And we're going to do it in circular motions in the crease area. And then our windshield wiper motions back and forth. And the same thing for the other eye. And this palette is like really, really good. These shades are so deep with little to no fallout. That is good, pretty good. I've been contemplating on getting these new Olari, I think I pronounced that right, Olari palettes that they just brought out like a couple of days ago, maybe last week or so. I don't know the exact date, but I haven't ordered them because I feel like I have those shades in other Juvia's Place palettes. But I don't know. I'm still debating because I'm a collector for their palettes. I like to just collect them. And I'm just still debating on if I should purchase them or not. And I received my big color pop haul yesterday, missing 3 eyeshadow palettes. So I'm waiting for them to respond to send me my other palettes. No, I'm not sorry, it's not 3, it's 2, but one is a bundle, and then the Smoke and Roses palette and the Nude and Hue, whatever it was. Random. But now we're going to go back in with the deeper shade, and we're going to place that back in the area where we placed it with our finger, just to make sure it's still there in transition with this deeper shade. And we're just flicking it on the lid because we don't want to put a big, a big wad of pigmentation on it, so you be blending forever. So we're going to wipe off the brush. Now we're going to go with the lighter shade again, the last shade in the palette, and we're going to swipe that and flick it back into the inner corner so we don't lose the shadow in that area, and up into the crease. And I know people say you shouldn't place you shouldn't place shimmers in your crease. I don't play by the rules. I just do what I think I like and what's pretty. So if you want to blend them in your crease like me, girl, knock it out. And place a little bit more. And now I'm blending in circular motions, just so it's blended seamlessly. This is so freaking pretty. And then we're going to make sure these shades are blended together. Now we're going to take this MAC 224 brush and take that first shade we began with and place it back into the crease area. And I'm gonna pack it on the outer of the crease area first, and then we're gonna blend what's left into the inner corner. I'm gonna be honest with you, when I ordered this palette, I was like intimidated by these really deep shades. I really was. But I am loving this look. I was really intimidated. I was like, I cannot use this going to work. I will have to sit at home, play with it, because I didn't want to do something that I would be wiping off because I didn't like it after playing with it. So that pretty much does the eyeshadow look. This is really, really nice. I love how this has come together. So let's blend a little bit more in this crease area. And I'm not adding more shadow. I'm actually lifting my eye so I can make sure it's blended really good in this area. And lift the other eye and just blend. Because you want to make sure the shade is not harsh in your crease area. Ooh, nice. I like it. I hope I wasn't out of frame. I probably was. But now we're going to take this Sephora blending brush, And we're going to take our Cream Brulee by Wet n Wild. And we're going to highlight and set this concealer that we use under our brows. And just pack it to set it. And it gives it a nice highlighting effect as well. If you're not into those shimmer shades to highlight, this is another way to do it. Just get you a lighter shade and just pack it if you want that highlighting effect. If you don't want it shimmery and you just want it matte, this is another nice way to do it. So now we're going to place a little bit more just to make sure it's really, really set. And then we're going to blend with the same brush just in that area to make sure your crease shade and this brow bone shade is blended well. This is so super dope pretty. Now I'm going to go back in with my MAC brush just to make sure everything else is still blended in the crease with this orangey, peachy, I don't know, shade. This is like so dope and pretty. I like it. So this is the final eye look. So I'm going to go off camera, my norm, and finish the rest of my face, and I'll be back to show you guys my final look. See you guys in a bit. Welcome back. So this is the final look. I love how everything turned out. So I'm going to zoom you guys in to see the final look of the eyes. I did not apply any more shadows on my lid, but this morning I did apply shadows on my lower lash line, which is what I normally don't do when I'm going to work because I'm in a rush. But for my lower lash line, I applied the first shade on the bottom row all the way across with my pencil brush by Morphe G27 and just dabbed it on there. I didn't swipe it. I just pressed it onto the lower lash line. And for the shimmers, I applied both shimmers in the palette, pressed it directly onto that matte shade, which gives it a nice little shimmer effect. And for my highlighter, for my inner corner, I use my Profusion. This is my baby, y'all. I use this thing all the time because it's all beat up. But I use the first shade, this shimmery gold, rose gold type looking shade, and popped it into my inner corner of my eye. That is all I did for the eyes. I won't go into details of my face because it takes a little bit longer and it drags out the video. When I do my full face videos, you all will see what I'm using. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video because I do like this palette. Like I said, I was intimidated when I first pulled it out, especially doing looks going to work, because I've been wiped it off and kept moving. But I do like this palette. Let me know your thoughts if you have this eyeshadow palette, but I would definitely be keeping this out. I like how deep it is. It performed really, really good. Didn't give me any issues. I love it. So again, let me know your thoughts. And if you have not done so already, please comment, like, and subscribe to your girl's channel. And become a part of my YouTube family here. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.